All right, we're here at my buddy Roger's house, and he's really done a lot of improvements on his truck. What year is your truck, Roger?
It's a 1974 Chevy.
74 Chevy half-ton truck, and it's got himself a late model engine in it. As you can see, he did some upgrades. He's got the aluminum valve covers and an Edelbrock manifold and a nice new Edelbrock carb. It upgraded also with the HEI distributor. So I just want to show you a couple of quick things. In order to hook up these HEI distributors, it's very simple. Pretty much stab it in the same way as a points distributor. And on the right hand side plug you have your power line, which comes from your battery and your ignition. And then the plug on the left side goes to your tachometer. Very simple. Stab it in. Install your spark plug wires, the same Chevy firing order. And then also he's upgraded here on his Edelbrock carburetor. Brand spanking new out of the box. So anyway, we're ready to start her up, and we're going to set the ignition timing and adjust the carburetor and the idle and try to get this baby running really nice and smooth for the first time. Alright, well, we just tried to crank her over and it was really having a hard time. It wouldn't even fire. And we actually found a couple of vacuum leaks. We had the front vacuum port going over here to our breather cap, but there was direct flow here where we should have had an inline PCV valve. So just temporarily we plugged that up for now. But that was a giant vacuum leak. And also back here we had a little plug on the manifold. It was a big vacuum leak also down here. And also, when you're putting on your Edelbrock carb, make sure if you don't have power brakes, you need to plug in the little Allen screw in the back here, because there's a giant vacuum port in the back of the carburetor. If you forget that, you'll have a giant vacuum leak also. But anyway, we got everything all sealed up, and we're going to try to start it up and set the timing. As you can see, we got the timing light here. I've got the #1 spark plug hooked to the timing light, and then the power hooked to our battery over here. So we're going to fire it up, check the ignition timing, adjust the carburetor. Should be ready to roll. Alright, we got the vehicle started up, and we're going to put the timing light on here. You can see, we got the timing light. I want to set it on 10 degrees. Alright, well, just to recap what we just did to tune the motor up, because the motor was pretty loud. I don't know if you can hear what I was saying. So what I did first off is we set the timing, and the timing mark was running below the gauge, which means that it is retarded, and it was actually sparking after the 0 mark. So what we did to retard the ignition timing, we turned the distributor counterclockwise until the two lines matched up down here on 0, and we had our timing light on the 10. So actually we're setting it on 10 degrees before top dead center. And then when I went up here to adjust the carburetor, these are the air fuel mixture screws, and what you do is turn these inward to the right until the engine starts to run a little bit rough, because that way you know that you're shutting off a lot of your air. And then you turn it out about 1 whole turn, and then do the same thing on the next screw. And then obviously you're going to have to adjust your idle setting, and I would recommend about 750 RPM at idle. Then also we went ahead and put our inline PCV valve here, going to our breather, so that took care of a vacuum leak. We also had to take the valve covers off and readjust the valves. A couple of the valves were making a little noise, but we got that all fixed up. All right, well anyway, I think we got all the bugs out of it. Roger, go ahead and fire her up again and let's see what it sounds like. Sounds pretty good, running smooth. We got Roger's truck all running really nice here, and got all the wires tied up all nice and pretty. Just need to put some fenders on this booger. So anyway, Roger's got a smile on his face today. He's all happy.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I just say thank you to Ron. He came over and he did a big job on my truck. He helped me out. I was trying to get the truck running for about 3 years. Got everything in. He came over and adjusted everything for me, helped me with my vacuum leaks, the timing. Good job.
All right.
Good job.
Yep. I don't mind helping you, Roger. You've been a good friend all these years.